We're going to get started. Barb gives us a thumbs up. We're recording. So first off, welcome. Shout out to Zach in the front row from the new Butler Group Eden Prairie office. Came all the way over here from the side. Glad you're in the room, sir. Thanks for being here. So here's the deal. You guys could have been anywhere in the world right now. You chose to be with us. For you guys online that are here, thank you for being here. Our goal is for you to walk away with things you can implement in your business immediately. And we're going to have a powerful hour. Here's what we're going to do to kick this off, just for fun. So Joe is a YouTube star. I had the pleasure of hiring him when he got licensed. How many years ago? 6 years ago. He now has 87,000 views on his YouTube channel. That was started literally 15 months ago. So for fun, what we're going to do is, and we're not going to roast him for everything he did wrong in this Edina video, but we're going to show you the Edina neighborhood video from his YouTube channel as a kickoff to today's session. Roll the tape.
Hey, welcome back to Living in Minnesota. My name's Joe, and this is Edina. Edina is one of our most sought after Minneapolis suburbs. So this one's right on the southwest side, bordering Minneapolis. It's absolutely known for just really upscale parks and rec, top rated schools, luxury shopping, and as you're gonna see in just a second, the housing is incredible here. Edina really is the executive community. If you're looking for golf, this can be a perfect spot. They've got Braemar Golf Course, the Edina Country Club, and Interlochen Country Club, and there's also Meadowood just on the north side. Edina schools are no joke too. So if you can imagine it, it's pretty much going on here. We've got the two main districts that you're gonna hear about are Wayzata and Edina that are like number one, number two for the state. Edina's a lot closer to the city and it's got just everything you can think of, AstroTurf grass for the playing field and a performing arts center that's incredible. I mean, it seems like I always say that our cities usually have pretty good shopping close by. But Edina honestly is on a whole nother level. So you're gonna see we've got little boutique shops up off 50th and France area. Then you've got Southdale Mall, which is all kind of the normal mall suspects that you would see. And then right next to it, we've got the Galleria, which has got, you know, Tiffany and Company, Coach, Louis Vuitton, and a bunch of really high-end stores like that. Now for the part you've been waiting for, why don't we talk about real estate in Edina? Now, right now I'm in the Parkwood Knolls neighborhood. This is over to the southwest side of Edina. One of the most exclusive neighborhoods with the coolest houses. And to give you some perspective on the price here, we've currently got a lot that's for sale. It's just under half an acre and it's just over $500,000 just for the lot. So homes in here, if you're looking at a single family, you're gonna be lucky to get something under $1 million and the sky's the limit after that. Next, why don't I take you up to the Arden Park neighborhood. So this is on Edina's north side, kind of in that 50th and France area. This area was built out mainly in the 40s and 50s, so it's an older area, but a lot of the homes in here are being torn down and then new custom homes being put in their place. So it's really upped the prestige of this neighborhood. If you enjoyed this tour of Edina, make sure and give us a like and subscribe, and you can check out this neighborhood tour video next. And we've also put together an entire playlist for folks moving to Minnesota. My name's Joe Carmack. Find my contact info below, and I'll see you next time.
My house wasn't on there, but whatever. How was that? Super cool, right?
Yeah.
That's very cool. So I like nerding out on YouTube, and I probably watch more of your videos than I care to admit, actually. And I think I was telling Barb earlier, or I can't remember. I was like, man, I really would love to get into video, and then I see that, I'm like, whoa, I don't know if we can compete with that, right? So, so good job. So let's do a little intro here. Tell us about you, how you got into real estate, and just kind of your journey here.
Sure. I'm from Colorado,
came here to go to North Central University downtown, and I was going to prove my plan. When I was in school, maybe my senior year, decided, all right, if I'm gonna go into ministry, that's cool, but I don't want to be broke. So I was gonna flip homes on the side, right? My old girlfriend's dad did that, and I thought that was pretty cool. So I was gonna flip homes on the side, basically to supplement income doing ministry. Towards the end of college, just wasn't feeling where to go for ministry, kind of. So I worked for a general contractor in Minneapolis and learned how to do all the work of flipping homes. That's kind of what got me into real estate. Bought a little dumpy townhouse for like $84,000 in 2010. Sold it for 125 a few years later. Thought I was a genius, and lo and behold, I just kind of rode the market up off the bottom, which was fun. So that got us into it. Decided I wasn't going to go into ministry. Kind of fast forwarding through a couple of flips, we had a few more kids, and the market just sucked as far as being young finance buyers with not much cash to compete with cash investors and stuff. So it just got harder and harder to get into something. And so then I quit my job. I was finishing our second flip. We sold it to get into our third. And it was just terrible. We had 2 kids at the time, pregnant with our third, I think. And so then had the brilliant idea, I'll just go get my real estate license, because obviously, you can just get rich quick and make your millions, and then I'll have like the in to getting better flips, so that's what got me into real estate. So I got my license to just do that. I was just going to flip. Came up to Elk River at the time, and
6 up there. So 6 years, so 16?
Yeah, April 16 is when I got licensed. You were still at Elk River when I first met you, and my sponsor was up there, so I was going to just drive a little further to have somewhere where I knew somebody to help me get into the business. And
Because you live in Coon Rapids.
because I live in Coon Rapids, yes.
3 boys.
Now we have 4. Yeah.
Oh.
So at the
Did I
time,
miss one?
you're one to talk. Just kidding, yeah. So we've got 4 boys now. Got licensed April 2016, and took some of the money from our last flip. Half of it went into the house that we're in, and the other half got me into the business.
Nice. Yeah. So last year did 26 deals, 8.6 million. Nice. So talk about the beginning. I mean, obviously we weren't doing this in the beginning. What did you do in the beginning to build your business?
Everything you can think of. There's nothing like motivation. There's a bunch of little kids that, you come home to, and they're kind of expecting you to like put food on the table. My wife stayed at home. Obviously didn't make any sense for her to go get a job and daycare and everything else. So, I cold called, door knocked, circle prospect, FISBOs, open houses like crazy, did some geo postal farming stuff. That was a disaster. Bought some realtor.com leads for a while. In the first few years, it was like, you just do every damn thing you can do to get anything closed. And so if you look at my closed stats for the first 3 years, it was like 1 deal from this and 1 deal from this and 2 deals from this, and splice them all together, and yeah. So then since then, I've kind of been honing down on what I do and don't like, and that's kind of what brought me to video. Is I've done video since the beginning. In my first little tiny office, I set up my iPad on a tripod and I recorded video, but that was more for client experience and client touch things, and used it for drip campaigns for my realtor.com lead follow-up and whatever. So I've always kind of been doing video, but as far as lead sources, I've done everything pretty much.
Yeah. Remember those days.
Yeah.
It seems like a long time ago. So obviously we're doing a ton of video now, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but 33 touch systems, what's working well for you?
Video. It's not for me that you're doing one thing or another, and this works and that doesn't. For me, what I've just found is just the volume or quantity of touching is the working for me. Currently, everyone gets a monthly newsletter email that goes out. We do typically 3 or 4 events a year, so they'll get a few touches leading up to that. Then the event that's follow-up. So those are the main touches. We had been doing monthly postcards as well, just to the database. Just a holiday thing, or it's fall, let's get you some pretty photos before the snow flies, that kind of stuff. more like generic or humor, like some stupid picture of me just to stay top of mind. As far as social goes. And then I consider all my social media part of 33 Touch. We'll talk about differences, but social is all for me, just touching people you already know. YouTube and other things is bringing in people that you don't know. And so all of that that we put into socials is for the sake of 33 Touch.
Yeah.
Like 300 Touch.
And you say we, is it just, I mean, I know you had a video person, so who's we?
It's currently just a me in the we. All of last year, I had a full-time marketing coordinator. He's who produced that. And if you've seen anything on all of our channels for last year, that was it. So it was really crappy and not very often. Then it became really good and really often. And that was when I had a full-time videographer and editor and all my content. And then I let him go about a month ago for various reasons. And so now there's not nearly as much going out, but it's still fairly good. So it's back to it.
Yeah, what did we learn there? And that's off script here, but yeah, what did we learn there through that process?
I'm very glad I hired him. I think he was the right guy for the job. Literally day one, he was 10 or 15 minutes late to his first day. That was a huge red flag. I was like, oh, this is probably not gonna be a long-term thing. I probably wouldn't have changed much, but certainly learned a little bit to trust my gut of, he interviewed super well. He had all the skills, didn't really have the work ethic or character to go with it. So
cool.
I don't regret the hire at all. I would be willing to hire that role again relatively soon. And there's a lot of leadership.
We may have a guy for you actually, I should think with, as a side note, on the video side.
Cool. I got a question for you on that. Was it a salary position or was it, okay, so you were trying to squeeze as many videos out of that salaried position as possible then? I was wondering if it was per.
Means I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I asked before we started, how many videos on the page?
On the right, I couldn't tell.
I don't know, 150-ish that have been put out over the last 6 years.
Okay.
30 or 40 that I had made like within being in the business 6 months. And then the vast majority since then.
Since last March, basically, you said most of them.
Yeah.
Solo.
Hmm?
All this person or you? Like, when did you let him go?
How many
Month
did he
ago.
do? How many did he do as far
How
as
many did he do?
Well, and then how many did you, so you did how many cents by yourself?
Ooh, I don't have any idea. I probably have done 75 myself, and I probably did 75 in the last year.
Sure.
Rough ballpark. We would also take, for example, one video like a Edina neighborhood tour or like a market update, and we put one long form out there, and then we put a couple short forms. You know what I mean? So it's not like 150 original pieces, right? Some of it would just be 33 touch, client touch, lead follow-up types of videos, or transactional. Hey, congrats buyer, you got your offer accepted. Here's what to expect during the inspection period. That kind of stuff that wouldn't even be public necessarily, but it's always public.
Nice. Brent, did you have a question too, or?
Cool. So you correspond to your clients with video?
Absolutely, yeah. Lead follow-up, I've done a ton. So for a while, had bought realtor.com leads, and then switched over and was doing Facebook leads pretty heavily. And then all that follow-up was video.
I guess I was referring to, again, that's how you market and stuff. And I was referring to the house that you're listing, those clients that are doing that.
Yeah, active clients as well.
Is
I
it
got a whole
blanket, or is
playlist.
it unique? Like, hey, Jeremy?
No, generic.
Yeah, they're all
Pre-recorded, I've got like
Yeah.
6 or 8 for buyers, 6 or 8 for sellers.
Yeah. The
Hey, thanks for
milestones.
hiring me. Here's what the next few steps are going to look
Yep.
like. Hey, congrats, we put your home on the market. Here's what to expect over the weekend, which is basically a prep for if we don't get an offer, we're going to do price correction.
Sure.
More or less, right?
Barb, feel free to roll them on mute if you want, like we talked about, just to keep going.
Just do the recent ones. The old ones are really bad. Yeah, but so transactional, like client care, consumer experience
Yep.
types of videos, and lead follow-up and social and all the rest.
And how did you, because we all think it's probably a good idea to do all that stuff. Like, yeah, I should probably put a bunch of videos together to make it easy for my clients where I can just refer them here to go watch it to save me time. Like, that makes perfect sense. And 90% of us don't do that, right? So how did you decide to go that route to begin with?
I don't know what made me decide that originally, because I did that like early on, 6 months of business something. I think there's a lot of agents in this town, and I think you got to do something to set yourself apart. And so I was absolutely committed at that time even of how do we do something better? How do we do something more? You know, I put together a print guide. I do lots of communication, text, and over the phone, but then also doing video and trying to hit them from every aspect so that they know what to expect and exceeding expectations. Logistically, how I did it, shoot a video from your phone, stick it on a $10 tripod you can get on Amazon, record it, put it on YouTube, and then keep it unlisted so no one sees it, but then you can share that link in an email. So then, in Command, you've got a whole set of emails. You basically can put an image there that looks like a little play button, link that to your YouTube so that when you have a seller that goes under contract, you've already got your seller playlist and you send them video number 4 that's a preset, pre-done email, and you just send it out.
So on this one right here, so you have like a 1980.
This is a listing.
Like thing like this, or
Huh?
you have
Yeah,
like
both.
a 1984.
No,
What are you using like for?
that's a DSLR. This is a Sony A7 III. You want to write it down? Do a general
Sony.
A7 III.
An iPhone 4.
You absolutely could do this with an iPhone.
I know. Yeah, with the new ones, it's fantastic.
You can do it with a 10-year-old one. I don't care. This one, obviously, the videographer's following me around, so he did all the shooting. This is post firing the marketing guy, so this is my freelance guy that I use. You can get a gimbal for your cell phone and do the same exact thing. They're $150. Throw your iPhone in there or whatever you got. You don't need to buy a camera, and I would 100% say don't buy a camera until you're way deep into it, that you're committed to it, you're able to get it done at scale. I didn't really buy anything until I hired a guy full time, and then it's such crap done.
So you said Kimball? Is that
Gimbal.
Gimbal.
Oh, gimbal.
Sorry, man. I'm 57.
It's okay. Just Google it. There's several different companies. Ronin makes a really nice one. You just snap your phone into it. What a gimbal does is, if you're wobbling around like this, it holds your phone perfectly stable. Okay, so it's kind of a glorified selfie stick, but it keeps it stable. You can make really nice smooth shots, pushing and pulling in and out of rooms. And that kind of.
I was going to ask, in the last year of social media, when you had your marketing guy posting the videos, how many clients did you actually get from the YouTube videos?
It takes about a year to mature from when you really start that channel. We closed our first one 2 months ago. We've got a second one pending right now. There's 4 or 5 that are in the pipeline.
Well, but you said you were on the call right from YouTube, right, as you walked in, right? And you said you've had what, 17, 18 inquiries just this year?
Yeah.
Just straight from YouTube.
And what's really cool about it, why I switched from doing Facebook to YouTube, for example, is Facebook, you're generating 100 leads to hope to close 1. And I just got to stick with it. It's a great model. It's actually much more predictable.
Who did that one? Yeah.
That's not me.
Yeah.
Talk about the camera adding
That
10
was-
pounds.
That was right after you let your marketing guy.
As a side note to that, I mean, this itself is going to become an ad income generator for you as well, right? Are we there yet?
I have not pushed any money behind it.
No, meaning,
Like YouTube ads, you mean?
no, what I'm saying is at some point, as you get big, kind of like, Pozak down in Orlando, people will start paying you advertising dollars to advertise
Potentially.
down the road.
I can also monetize the channel, and you can make a little money just off of their YouTube's ad revenue, but
Yeah.
it's a fairly trivial amount. But
Yeah. All right.
anyways, that's how many I post. But if you're doing something like YouTube, it takes a long
Time to
time.
grow.
I would say give it a year, which was almost to the month when we closed our first
Yeah. Well, and that's what Ken said
one.
too.
Number of leads come through. Yeah.
In Orlando, he said they did 89 videos before they got one deal, something like that.
It was probably a solid 7-8 months before, well, with only like 1 or 2 exceptions, before the phone even started ringing at all. Yeah. A solid 7-8 months of at least 1 video a week. When we started, I was pumping out like 3 or 4 full-length neighborhood tours like that a week, which was freaking exhausting. But that's what it took to really jumpstart the channel. Then we backed it off to about once or twice a week.
How long are your typical videos?
They were, oh, I hate
If you're
those
not
kind.
doing a neighborhood tour.
Well, okay, all the neighborhood tours previously had been 3, 4, 5 minutes, which I regret now, and I would definitely make them longer. All the neighborhood tours I'm doing now, I'm pushing for at least 8, 9, 10 minutes. The reason is YouTube wants watch time. They don't care about views, right? Facebook calls a view 3 seconds. I don't remember what, I think it's 30 seconds on YouTube, but they want to see how long is a person sitting at their, looking at their phone on your channel. The longer the watch time, the more they're going to push your content in the algorithm. Some of them, like I think this one, I've done some, like this one's got a green screen. They're like 10 minutes, which was great. So if you can do like a top 10 list, don't do like a top 3, do 10 or something so you can get the link out of it. So what I'm trying now is get my watch time.
And do you just stream directly to YouTube? Or do you, what, is there a software program that you're using to upload to YouTube?
No, I just upload natively in all the platforms. There's not one that does all of them well, which is super frustrating. But when we were cranking, we'd have at least 1 or 2 short form videos going out on all the platforms a day, and then 1 or 2 long form going out a day. Excuse me, a week.
And I think you had a goal this year of now getting more short videos, like you're on Instagram videos now, or Reels. How's all that going, and why that route?
I have a love-hate relationship with short form. Long form is cool because videos, oh, this is embarrassing. So like this one that I put out a year ago, it still gets like hundreds of views a month sometimes on some of them.
This is top 10 suburbs, right?
I think so.
According to
I
you.
watched this.
Is that what it was, like according to you?
100%.
Yeah, right,
Go
right.
read the comment section. They're like, "You're an idiot. This one's the best."
Yeah, right.
It's my opinion. Like, how do you?
What's number 1?
What is the best? No, I said Coon Rapids once.
Okay, yeah. Have you ever been there?
Right. Well, which was hilarious. But then in my thing, I'm like, okay, really, I'm just going to say this to be funny because it's super relative, and what is best to me is different than what we're talking about. Totally off topic. Short form.
Yeah.
Long form stays around forever. Short form is where all the other platforms are going: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. So first of the year, that's where we switched over into adding short form. It's only around for like 48 hours, which is what's really annoying about it. So you have to pump out a whole lot more content. Yeah, and granted, it's short and it's way less produced. But with that, so with YouTube, again, I'm reaching a cold audience. My whole channel is people relocating into Minnesota. That's the whole target demographic. Everything I put out for local people, they're like, this is stupid out there. But the lady I was just talking to here, she's coming here from San Francisco. They're going to be here in 2 weeks and they want to buy a house. So they love it. Yeah. So we're like 300,000 on California. Anyways.
You don't go to Coon Rapids.
You know, I'm going to tell her she should. We're going to be on some maintenance. Anyways, with short form, that's more reaching out. That's the 32 touch. That's the people I'm already connected to. It connects to the contacts in your phone. So I wanted to not focus only on the external cold people coming in. I wanted to keep warming up that. So that's why I'm doing short form. It is at least nice that I can sit down, flip on the camera. I can record 5 to 10 different videos. Previously, I would just send them off to my editor. He would edit them all and post them all. Now I'm figuring out how I'm going to do it because that's not really scalable for me to edit them and post them too. But regardless, you make one video and you can post it in 4 different platforms. And that's been huge. A couple weeks ago, got a call from some lady. One of my first listings I ever sold, it was her daughter. She's like, I see you all the time on TikTok. You're so funny. Come be my agent. And like I never talked to you in ages, you know. So, and I've had several from that. It's a great conversation starter. You know, I don't really go for like the funny, stupid dancing, like trending stuff, which I would be better if I did, but.
But I do see you on a playground.
Huh?
I see you like playing on a playground.
Oh, I'll
you
do
find
stupid stuff
that
from time to
humor-
time.
Are those videos more watched?
Which are you looking at that I'm on a playground? Must
You're
have been,
crawling through the jungle, Jim.
must have been the one neighborhood tour. I did do that. Crystal, I
What
think.
is New Hope?
New Hope, yes, that sounds smart. Yes, I mean, to answer your question, I think the more personality you can put into it, the better. For me, the trending sounds, dancey, like, it just doesn't feel authentic. I've done a few that went well. It just feels so corny. Versus a lot of other people do them and they do them really well, and it's hilarious. You know, so I think whatever your personality is, that's what you got to put into your video. Yeah, don't show it. But one of mine, we were like showing off the parks or whatever. I want to say I had a kid with me, so we like were running through the jungle gym or something. You know, so being aware of your online persona, having some personality, giving something that people can connect to, is huge. And so yeah, I sprinkle it as much as I can. We'll put in bloopers sometimes. We'll put in, if I'm doing a neighborhood tour, I'll go try some local coffee shop and give a little coffee review, you know, just because it's just out of the ordinary. It's kind of breaking that script, pattern interrupt, to have some personality.
How do you utilize hashtags, or do you with all these?
They matter less and less. Even since I started a year ago, you can do on YouTube, you're not really doing hashtags as much as you're doing tags. Same thing, different platform basically. But you can tag your video, so I'll tag it. I've got a whole list of them that are kind of my stock things. Moving to Minnesota, best places to live in Minnesota, best place to live in Minneapolis. If you don't know what those are, you can do, it's called keyword research. There's a thing called keywords everywhere. This is only free if you're doing YouTube, but you can go, you can see what people are searching for, and then you can tag those exact phrases, excuse me, spelled and typed exactly like people are searching for on your video so that you rank higher for those things.
How do you do that?
It's called keywords everywhere. I'll let you Google it. It's not free, but it's like stupid cheap, like $10 for a year or something. You search for something like best suburbs in Minneapolis, and then it'll say this one ranks 8 out of 10, but here's 5 more that might work better. And you can see how many people are searching for it, and you can see how many other videos are created on that topic to kind of find a good niche. To find something that enough people are searching for, but that there's not very much competition for. Because on YouTube, you have to find a question that people are asking, and then you have to answer it. On social, and with your short form, they're not searching for anything. They just happen to be scrolling and your face just keeps popping in front of them, right? So it's just about content. It's just about volume. It's just about being enjoyable to watch, whether that's educational, which is more of what I go for, or if it's entertaining or trending sounds, whatever you're doing. That you have to be entertaining and people enjoy watching, then the algorithm will keep putting you in front of them. YouTube, you have to answer the question that's asking.
Where do you go to find the questions?
Keywords everywhere.
Keywords, same place, okay.
So it's a Chrome extension. So you download it in your computer, so then I'll just search in Google or search on YouTube, best places to live in Minneapolis. And then it has a little bar thing that pops up. That'll have like similar keywords to what you're looking for. And then you kind of can just go down a rabbit hole if you're figuring out your channel. It could be anything. Luxury homes in Edina, or the most expensive neighborhoods, or the best this, or the worst that. And then you find whatever your niche is that you want to go after. Seniors downsizing, lake properties, new construction. I just happen to pull people into Minnesota. Go down that rabbit hole, see what people are searching for, and then put content out in front of it. I also say it matters less because the algorithm's getting smart enough that I've heard tags don't matter, which I don't know if I believe, but it's because the algorithm is transcribing your video. They're seeing what you're actually talking about, and they're basically using that as your tags. So you can't really game the system anymore. Your content has to be exactly what you're searching for.
Well, and I was going to ask, like, where do you come up with the ideas? I mean, some of your videos, I'm like, where do you come up with that? Like, they're awesome.
Like which one?
I don't know. Like, I've watched some of your, well, even just some of the market updates on how you've explained pricing, or I don't know. Sometimes I just nerd out and watch your videos, and
I'm not that.
well, it's when I've had a couple too many bourbons, probably. But
Probably.
I text
What you need.
I text them at 11 at night, be like, oh, I know your videos. But I guess truthfully, where like if I want to start this, you know, where do you come up with ideas for videos? Do you follow other folks in other markets and just do what they do, or what would you recommend?
how I got started was, yes, I knew kind of the idea I wanted to do. I had several people that I had. One lady, Karen Carr, that was at family reunion. I went to her breakout and I was like, this is genius. That's exactly what I want to do. She actually had a course that you pay $100 or $200 for. Took the course and I just executed her plan. So don't reinvent the wheel, just, you know what I mean? So that's how I got started. That led me to different things like Ken Posick. There's a guy named Greg Foster in San Antonio. There's different agents that are doing it well. I didn't feel like I had a specific thing, a specific niche, a specific like demographic locally to go after. And so I just connected with this whole relocating into Minnesota thing. And so that became my niche for the channel. So that was my thing. I don't think we could all do that. It wouldn't be effective. But I would say, what's your thing? Like, you're a sports and entertainment guy. Okay, so then what are those people looking for? You know, what questions are those people asking that you can answer? You figure out that niche, and then you create content based on the questions that they're asking based off of your keyword research, right? You don't just create stuff and throw it against the wall and hope it works. Hope you just happen to land in front of somebody. There has to be a question that somebody's asking in the search bar in Google or YouTube, which is basically synonymous because they're the same company. What someone's searching for, answer that question, and do it at volume enough that you start popping up in front of them. That makes sense? Following lots of people, just go down the rabbit hole. There's Facebook groups. RETV is a good one if you want to get in that group. Karen Carr's got a YouTube for real estate agents group. That one's pretty good. There's a couple others. So then just seeing what people are doing. My marketing coordinator and I, we had like a saved folder in Facebook, collaboration, I think it's called. So we would both be saying stuff, be like, oh, this is really cool. This is really cool. And then just using that as inspiration to come up with better ways to do
I
different
just saw you,
things.
I'm gonna interrupt just for a moment, because I just saw you testing, I watched this video earlier, you were eating the food at the sushi place.
Mhm.
So from an idea that I have, I'm not sure if one of your videos might come up where you could have fun at the state fair and you sample all the different types of stuff. And so again,
Yep.
kind of highlight some of those things or what's hot in the summertime,
Mhm.
Minnesota.
I actually got a whole playlist you can go find called Anoka County Eats, where I do basically that.
Okay.
I did that about a year ago when he started. We traveled around all the different restaurants. We did the Anoka County Fair.
And
did
then
that
you're
exactly.
tagging those restaurants and getting it, and then they're,
Yep. And so then we created a Facebook group from that. That's kind of a whole nother tangent. But then, so we created a Facebook group for that. It's called Anoka County Eats. There's like 1,400 people or something crazy in the group now. So we were tagging the businesses. They were sharing the videos. We were sharing them, kind of getting this community group going. And to be honest, not a lot has come from it, but we started it kind of just as a fun little pet project. And
you're eating everywhere,
A great way to
as a
network and
business expense.
I gotta-
that way.
yeah, for free. They just give us the food. That's the deal. I'll produce the video, you provide food, and if nothing else, we got a free meal on a regular basis. So that was,
You say you have a editor that you hired to do your editing,
I had a guy full-time all of last year, and then I let him
separate
go.
from the videographer?
Nope, he did everything. His
Now,
title was the marketing coordinator. Now I don't have anything.
You do all the editing yourself? And that, where are you, what format are you, how are you doing that?
Adobe products. So we've got Adobe CC with Photoshop. I have a background in doing it from before, so that kind of helped. So that I had been doing it before. I think it's the perfect storm because then I know the process, I understand editing, I understand shooting, and so that helped to make that easier. But that doesn't mean you need to. You know, anyone can go find a wedding photographer who's looking for some side work and go have him make you a one-off video. Or there's a lady named Glenda Baker. She sits down with the guy. She's kind of bonkers, but she does like 50 videos she records in a day. She just sits down in front of a thing and like she's just talking to this guy and there's just a camera here and she's just like rapid fire, and he's just filming the whole time. It's like a wedding photographer or something. She just sits down, I think it's like once a month, maybe once a quarter or something. And he just runs with it, he edits it and sends her back. So you could do something like that to scale relatively inexpensive. You would not have to bring somebody on full time.
So are you dropping subliminal messages that you're a realtor? Do you do it at the end? When do you do it?
Depends on the type of content. For the Anoka County Eats is the only one that I'm subtle about, and that's only at the very end. Beginning of it's like, Hey, I'm Joe Carmack. Welcome back to another episode of Anoka County Eats. Today we're here at Hans Bakery. And we walk in and that's it. You go through, you tour the thing, you sit down with the owner, blah, blah, blah. Then at the end of the video, hey, I'm Joe. I'm also a realtor. You got any needs in the Twin Cities? Give me a call.
So primarily,
3 seconds at the very end of the 10 seconds, 5. I mean, it's nothing. I really wanted that to be, I'm just here to promote these businesses. I'm here to network with the owners. I'm making relationships, getting out in my community. That was the reason for that. As far as all of our other content, screw that, man. Hey, I'm Joe Carmack, Keller Williams. I'm in Twin Cities. I'm your guy. Find my contact info. Like, it's throughout the whole thing. Like, subscribes, emails popping them on the screen. Always in the descriptions, always at the end of the video.
you have to talk to the business owners to get their permission to get it on video.
Oh, yeah, because I sit down with them. And I'm sitting down. You can pull it up if you want. We're sitting down across the table. Hey, tell me about what I'm eating. Oh, that's our ribs, blah, blah, blah. How do you make it? How'd you come up with this? The backstory, like they're in the video with me. That also we found we kind of got bottlenecked because there's only so many restaurant owners that are willing to be on camera with you and they're nervous and you're like, it's free publicity, whatever. Like, so I'm not really sure where that group's gonna go, to be honest. And I don't really care in a way, like it's just kind of a fun side thing. So yeah.
So if you're copy, like I just watched the Eden Prairie one and you live in Coon Rapids, do you write all your own? How do you do your research? Who writes it?
Marketing coordinator wrote most of them. We had kind of a format, so we have a Google Sheet that we just use on all of them. And you probably can't really tell watching it, but there would be like 2 or 3 points on fun things to do. Then there would be things on schools, shopping, and then we'd do real estate and we'd do a high-end area and a low-end area for that city. And so it was pretty much the same format every single time. I'd have him do the research. He'd pull up the city websites.
You look so excited to be here.
You buy McDonald's?
No, but he does have a McDonald's shirt on. That's my buddy Corey, and he has a barbecue joint called Jelly Bean and Julia in Anoka. Phenomenal barbecue. Worst guy to ever have on camera. The whole time, like easily the worst of all the interviews.
That's fun.
Phenomenal food, probably best restaurant. But so anyways, it was the same format every single time. Find the schools, go on niche.com, see what they say, what school districts are you in, how is it rated. You have to be very intentional, surgical about, you don't ever talk about crime. You're not like, hey, this is the rough part of town. Hey, this is a super diverse part. You have to be super careful with equal housing. My man. So being very generic, niche.com says, Wyzetta schools are an A+ rating and whatever, I might give a few of their stats on it. Never really talking about crime. I do have a video or two that's on crime that's like, hey, I can't tell you anything about crime, but here's some great places you can go to figure it out for yourself. Like, go to niche.com, go to this website, go to that website, call the city police department. I also have another one, which I never even sent to you, but I have a video that's 5 questions I can't answer, and it's basically, is it a safe family neighborhood? Is it a high crime area? Is this, like all the equal housing things that we can't talk about? And then here's where you can go to find those things. So, yeah.
Your guy was salaried.
Mhm.
Trying to guess how much a video would cost. Can you ballpark it?
Pay individually, 500 to 1,000. Kind of depends what you're doing. If you're sitting down, so how I do most of my videos now, we don't do any green screen anymore. I think it looks terrible and whatever. So if I'm at a talking head at my desk, it's me, a camera, and one video file. Just hit record, send them the video, maybe $500 to have them edit it. I have no idea, $300-400 for like a really basic sort of video. Then if you're going to get into like when we did these Anoka County Eats, there's 2 or 3 different cameras, there's lighting, there's audio, there's the whole production set of it. $2,000 probably if you paid somebody to do that. None of you should be starting with something like this, I don't think. Great example, Mary Schumann, you guys probably know. It's like her and a selfie stick in her cell phone, and it looks great. And she's got, I don't know, 800 or 900 subscribers. Like she's doing really well.
Who is she? I guess I don't know.
Mary Schumann. She's out of the Lakes office, I think.
When you're just at almost 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah. But she's like zero production quality. I don't honestly know how she edits them. You can talk to Mary, but she's kind of the opposite of me. Like I have a much more polished, produced, professional lighting and audio, and she's like the opposite. Like her in her car and her cell phone, and she's just chatting and have her conversation. And I think it's great. You know, she probably spends nothing on that. I imagine she does most of it herself. So it does not have to be super expensive, is what I'm getting at. There's another guy, not a KW guy, I forget what broker he's at. He's the #1. So I've got the second most watched YouTube channel for real estate in Minnesota. He's got the #1. He will ramble for like 45 minutes with him and his cell phone and a selfie stick, just wandering through like Richfield. You're like, what is in Richfield that is so cool for 45 minutes? He gets a ridiculous amount of traffic on his channel. And it's like very, very low production value. You know, if you're just kind of interesting, if you have good stuff to say, people will follow your channel. Part of why I'm going to long form is because like I'm struggling to get like 10-minute videos on a neighborhood tour, and he's like 30, 40 minutes without blinking, you know. But YouTube likes it, so then the algorithm pushes people to his channel. So
Okay, what, I'm so damn hungry, Rich. What's the name of that place?
Jelly Bean and Julia, downtown Anoka. It's over on the west side.
Yeah, I'll make a trip.
Phenomenal. You've been there?
Today.
Yeah. Yeah. You need good food places.
Do you have analytics on YouTube on how many like they're
Oh, yeah.
watched? Like out of a 30-minute video, what's the average?
50% maybe.
I was gonna go with less, but okay.
Most of, if I had to guess, I'd say my channel probably averages 50% of the
Yeah.
video. But it doesn't matter if it's a 3-minute video or a 30-minute video, they're all about 50%. That's why I'm going for longer form.
Sure.
Like, well, if they're still only gonna watch 50%, like how they watch half
Right.
of a 3-minute listing video. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even see the whole house. So there must be some psychology to it. But my channel average view is like 3 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Which got shorter when I started doing YouTube shorts. But... What else?
When you said the first video that we were playing, right now you're like, oh, don't show it, don't show it. What are some of the things that you're like, don't do this anymore? And it's like,
That were just terrible. Do you guys want a really good embarrassing? We'll do it at the end. I'll give you a really embarrassing video you can watch. For a hot minute we were doing green screen, which if you're not familiar with that, there's literally like a green cloth draped behind me, and then you can edit out the background and put whatever behind it. Don't do that. Like nobody cares. It was painful to watch. Analytics were terrible. It was just garbage. The more I put into that sort of like techie production, the worse the video was, which I've learned now. So currently, like if you watch any of our newer stuff, I'm in my office. I have kind of a set thing that's behind me. You can see there's kind of a Carmack sign and my little light thing. It's the exact same thing every single time. It's very recognizable. I don't change it. I don't think about it. Just hit the button and record. And it's always set up. So my camera, I got 2 monitors. I go, whoop, and then the camera's right there, and I just hit go. So
Anybody could do that.
anybody can do that. You have a tripod there with a little cell phone holder, and you just snap your phone into it. You hit go. You don't need to do all the extra fancy crap. So doing it again, like I'll show you one of them. They're so painful, and they took so much time to script and to edit and to everything else, and we were just trying to be so cool. And, oh, it was just terrible. So don't do that. What content does work really well? I think anyone could do market updates. That is
Yours are
something.
really good.
Thank you. It fits very well with my personality. I'm kind of a DC personality, so give me the stats, give me the numbers.
Well, and you like to
And
draw
so-
out stuff too. I like that.
Yeah.
Your illustrations are.
So we're getting better at doing that. Oh yeah, that's a screen recording. That's probably the most techie thing that we do. Every month you can do a market update. It's me, myself, and I on my camera with the same backdrop thing. I pull some graphs off of InfoSparks. I got a little creative and I have a little like, decorative thing that goes around it to make it look kind of cooler, but then I just do a screen recording on my computer and that's it. So then every month that goes out, you can cut it apart into little snippets. Hey, days on market is low this month, blah, blah, blah. We went from here to here. Great, there's a short form video. The number of showings to pending is down. Hey, our month supply went up 0.1 this month. Woo, you know. So all those can be short little clips that you can put on all the socials. You can do the long form video for YouTube. That you can kind of juice for anybody looking for Twin Cities real estate market update type of SEO. And then you can email them to your database too. Hey, here's what's going on in our local market. Every month I do an email. It's basically 3 things: market update video, something fun to do this month, something fun to eat, something to eat, whatever. I was putting, kind of eats on there.
Email to your database sent via,
Command.
you send it in command.
Heck yeah. Everybody that went on my email list has a tag called monthly newsletter email.
Put me on there. I'd like to be on it.
All right. Do you get the video embedded in command?
No,
We haven't been able to do that either.
it doesn't matter. Put
I
an
know.
image in there, put a little fake play button on it,
Right.
and they click it, it links to your YouTube channel.
Right.
Bada bing, bada boom. If you're not doing YouTube, just put it on your Facebook and link it to your Facebook
Yeah.
channel.
Subtitles on everything.
It auto subtitles things. I don't do them anymore.
So once in a while you have to look at it to make sure that it's subtitling the right words.
Probably should. I don't know. Are you seeing?
It's even catching what people in the truck are saying. It's like.
Yep. Anytime. Well, okay, so this one was an older one. There's a website called rev.com you can upload your video to, pay, it's like $1 a minute, and someone will transcribe your video for you. If you're doing captions, do that, which is what this must be, because I don't know why else it would say ice cream truck worker. So that would be that. My analytics on my channel, like 90-ish% are viewed with sound on. So then I stopped caring what the captions do. So now I just do the automatic captioning that YouTube does. I don't think it actually did when I started. You had to do the captions. Now they do it automatically for you, whether you like it or not, so that they can track what your video is about for SEO. So no, I don't do captions.
Are all those analytics standard? Or do you have a premium channel, or is
No.
there any, there's not, that's all?
YouTube's great for analytics. Get the YT Studio app. It's YouTube's version of that. And I can pull up all kinds of stuff. I can see my demographics. So I can see like nationally, something like 85% of my people are male and they're between the ages of like 24 and 35. You know what I mean? Like I have a very specific demographic. So then when I'm creating content, I'm not thinking about downsizing grandmas. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to like talk that language. And seeing that after the fact was like, oh, I can just talk to people that are pretty much exactly like me. That's who I'm apparently attracting anyway. So then I'm just going to keep speaking that language. And
What was the name of that?
YouTube.
the app is called YT Studio.
Like YouTube?
Yep. That's what you can put on your phone to watch analytics and to track your content and comments and all that. Just from the website, you can just go to YouTube and there's just an analytics tab.
Are you able to see like where geographically people are looking at videos from?
Yep.
That's
90-something% are in the US, maybe 10% anywhere else in the world.
Can you see like in Twin Cities or San Francisco?
No, it's not that specific. I may be able to see by state, but it's not any more local than that. I almost think it's only country level, actually.
So we have, wait, Zach, you got a question?
Yeah, have you seen any value out of anything on TikTok? Because I have some followers on
Yeah.
there that I'm trying to reach.
100%. That's going to reach the people you already know. Okay, so you can take one or other of these strategies and eventually become all of them, right? But I would say for somebody starting out, I probably wouldn't start out on YouTube. I would start with the people that you already know, that already like you, and just put out a crap ton of content on TikTok. I just had that lady that's my past seller client's daughter from 6 years ago. She found me because of TikTok. I didn't even know we were connected, right? So create short form content, create one piece, and then put it on all the platforms. TikTok being one of them. Just know that you have to do it at volume, like daily. You know what I mean? And that sounds easy enough, but to come up with 30 different pieces of content is. So I have a notepad, app on the phone or whatever. And every time I think of something, every time I'm out with a client, every time I think of a weird scenario, oh my gosh, can you believe this? Whatever, like I'll write myself a note so that when I go back to the office, I can batch do a bunch of these. I'll break down market updates to do a few with that. I'll do I started doing a guess the price. So you can go find me on TikTok. You can steal all these ideas, but I did a guess the price of this house, and I would just do like a screen recording of it that you can just record on your computer. And okay, this one's in Edina, and it's got this many bedrooms, this many bathrooms. Look how cool this is. Can you guess the price? Turns out it's $599. Get it right? You know, let me know your guess in the comments. If you get it wrong, follow me and you can try again or something stupid. Right? But at least that's scalable because there's a gazillion different homes, and go find one on Zillow and you know what I mean? I did one that was like a best and worst this week. So I'd go on the MLS and I'd find a really dumpy house, and I'd find a really nice house that sold in the past week, and go on. I mean, maybe a broker guy will tell me I'm wrong, but go on to whatever public site, because then it's fair game, you know, and I'm not like trying to make it like it's my listing, but oh, congrats to Perry who sold this house. Super nice, right? And don't mention whose dumpy house is sold, whatever. But those kinds of things are scalable. So you don't have to think about every video you make, at least if there's something like that, then you can throw a few of those in every month. It's all about doing it at scale though. When I started, I was like once a week and thinking I was pretty hot stuff, and it just doesn't go anywhere. You don't get enough traction. And once you're just constantly in front of people's feed, then you get the mind share, then you become that agent of choice.
So we got about 10 minutes left. I just thought of something. Should Barb email you our video here? You put that on your channel for long, then you'll have, you know, long content.
100%.
There you go.
I almost brought my camera and set it up just in case there was something I wanted to slice up and post.
Yes.
But then I was like, I probably don't want to like tell my clients all my marketing strategies. They were like, "Don't care."
Behind the scenes. We're gonna talk about the market right after Jeremy's question.
Perfect. What kind of phone do you have and why did you choose Android?
I have a Pixel,
Oh,
and I bought it because I didn't give a damn anymore.
Let's delete that from the video.
No. And how did I guess he was an Android or a Google guy too, right? Of course.
Because it's brilliant.
Yes.
Strike that from the record.
I had been an Apple guy until like 2 months ago. I needed a new iPad, and I was like, why am I going to pay like 2 or 3 times as much when
I thought we were friends. It's okay. All right, what do
I
you
had a
see?
good run?
What are you seeing in the market? Tell us what you're doing to win, listings, conversations, market, the whole deal.
What is the market doing? First of all, I definitely see it cooling off. I don't know what you guys are seeing. I was talking to a builder friend of mine. They were expecting to have closed, I think he said like 50 homes month to date, and they had closed 11 or some crazy number like that. So they're down pretty dramatically.
Month? You said month today.
I think it was month to date was what he was telling me. Whatever it was, I don't know if it was month or week or year, but he was something like they were 80% down or 75% down from what they were expecting. Even on my own listings, just had a super nice listing, 375 in White Bear Lake. 8 days on the market, we finally got a couple of offers. It was just really bizarre. You know, that it was completely remodeled, should have flown off the shelf. Definitely fewer showings, definitely fewer offers. That's what I'm seeing. A little bit less competition. I mean, lately my buyers are not winning more often, but at least they're only winning against like 3 instead of 13. So that's been very interesting. As far as what am I doing different? I don't know that I'm doing anything different. Since I got in the business, right or wrong, I 100% saw myself as a marketing person. And I think there's so many agents that are just like letting houses sell themselves, and they're just throwing it on the market. And, you know, maybe they're like really cool and they pay for pictures instead of doing their cell phone. Like that's not, you're not marketing a house just because you're not being cheap, right? And so something that I've always been committed to and like doubling down on even now is just doing everything I can to see myself and to communicate to my sellers that I'm a marketing expert. And we're paying for Matterport. We're paying for a video tour on all of them. I get a branded video tour that I'm in. I get an unbranded one that goes in the MLS. I get a short form one that's now going on all the short platforms. We're doing floor plans. Like we're doing everything we can to show off our listings being better than anybody else's. Because it brings you more clients, and because then when the market shifts, not if, but when it shifts, and all of a sudden 6 months on market is a normal time frame, I'm already going to be in my people's mind of, hey, that guy kills it. Like, have you seen his videos? Have you seen this? Have you seen this? And I already have the mind share so that I don't have to then be playing catch up down the road. And so lately, in the last like month or two, even just seeing things slowing down, I'm like, that's going to be so important really soon. That's part of why I hired a full-time marketing guy. Besides doing myself, it said his number one thing was listings. was crushing it with that. And so I would just challenge all of you guys, like, there's a lot of really lousy agents in this town. So you only got to be like this much better to blow them all out of the water. And I think our clients deserve it. I think that's exactly what they're hiring us for. And if you're like bragging that you got your home sold with multiple offers, like you didn't get your home sold, like the market just sold that house for you. You should be bragging about, how much over list you did, how much higher the perceived value is, how much more demand you're getting, like, you know what I mean? So
I just saw some post in a real estate group that said, what if plumbers marketed like real estate agents? And this plumber was like, oh yeah, we just fixed, Joe and Sally's pipes and it was a game changer and, blah, blah, blah. It's hilarious.
did you see that one they just posted? It was like a bunch of like Buzz Lightyears on a shelf or whatever. And it was like agents that are bragging because they sold their house with multiple offers. And then the next, it was like 100 others of the exact same thing. And we're like, hilarious. Because agents are like trying to be like, oh, I'm so great because I got multiple offers. Well, I know. Any doofus can do that. Anybody can sell a house. Like you're not special because you can get a home sold. You're special because you bring a marketing expert to get a higher perceived value, to provide that better experience for your clients, to sell the home for more, to have an easier process, to make their life a breeze. That, you know what I mean? So lately I've just been extra committed to not skipping any of the steps and marketing my homes really, really well.
Final questions. As you think about that, what have we not asked you that you'd like to share?
I don't know. I feel like we covered lots of different topics from everything.
Well, and I'd say, here's the deal. If you don't want to drive up to Blaine because it's middle of nowhere, refer clients to Joe. I have a couple. I've sent some referrals his way from other agents around the country. I assure you, he will take care of your folks. What I think will be fun is we're sitting here and you're at, the very tip of this hockey stick that's just going to explode as you continue to pump this out. So I think, and again, if you guys found this valuable, I know you'd come next year if we did this exact same thing next May and see your, subscribers go from 1,000 to 2,000 to, whatever. I think that'd be super fun. Anything else?
And about your shirt.
You betcha.
You wear that a lot in your videos.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You'll see pretty much everything is now branded like this. Carmack Real Estate Group is the main thing, and we got like 4 different versions of it. I'm buying the whole elementary school one that says Honor Pride, and coincidentally, it's my exact logo, but it just says Honor Pride. Yeah, so it's in everything. That was a very intentional. Look, that was a very intentional shift. I started, you might recall, like suits and vests and slacks, and as I found my voice and my personality, 24 to 35-year-old males are not looking for that. And so I intentionally started dressing down to connect with my demographic more. And I love it. I don't know if they noticed, but it's great. I live with it. My wife has a designer friend that's like a high up in Target corporates designer thing.
The one I just watched, you had like a kind of a hoodie with, that's sweet. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Never go back to suits and ties again.
Right. Brent.
What's your big why? Why do you do what you do and what drives you?
Foster kids. Do you remember back in the day, I had in my office a big placard thing that said, I think don't call me out, 39 kids a day age out of foster care in the US. And that to me just blows my mind that they hit 18, they're on the streets, they have literally nothing, they've got no one, maybe a little money from the government, and adults kind of couldn't really give a damn most of the time, or they're just completely unaware of it. So that's my big why. $250 from every transaction goes to the Real Hope Project, which helps raise awareness for this exact thing. Besides my 4 kids and wife, that's a huge driver for me.
Great question. All right, let's end on that. Let's give Joe a round of applause. We'll see you next month, 3rd Thursday of the month. Mega agent to be determined. Haven't scheduled it yet.
You guys want to see my super embarrassing?
Oh, yeah.
Absurdly
Ooh, yeah, let's do that.
Title.
Stuff like Battle of the Cities. Scroll back in the bowels of the YouTube and you will find it. You'll know it when you see it, the thumbnails. Keep going, keep going.
Bloopers, I see.
Going. Oh, I did some collabs with other agents. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, almost. Oh, so there's my big back. Oh, 63. Go up a little bit. Oh, find it. Keep going. Oh, these are some of my first ones. Okay, did I delete it? Try this one. I think this might be it. Welcome back, because tonight we launch a brand new series, Fight Night, in which I give you 2 cities, we let them go head to head so you can decide which one is best for you. I'm your host, Joe Carmack, and folks, tonight we've got a real banger of a competition for you. We've got 2 of our deepest seated rivalry cities, these sibling cities themselves, going head to head in a cutthroat competition so you can decide which one mommy's favorite truly is. So here's how tonight's matchup is going to go. Each city has selected 3 of its brightest and best recently sold properties, giving their fans proof positive that they have the better places to live. The rules are simple. All of the homes must have weighed into the single family homes classification, be located within just 4 miles of their respective downtowns, and have recently received a market valuation between $340,000 and $360,000 within the last 1 year. Any city found to have photoshopped any photos from one of their contenders will be automatically disqualified. After the match has been completed, it'll be up to you to decide which is the true winner and ultimately walks away with the satisfaction of knowing which city might be the better place for you to call home. Before we introduce our contenders, I should let you know that in our next episode, we're going to be featuring 2 of our finest suburban cities, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so you'll be notified about the upcoming release. Now, let the games begin. Coming to us from the east side of the Mississippi, we've got St. Paul, Minnesota. Home to just over 300,000 people, St. Paul's Capitol building has the second largest unsupported marble.
12 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. 15 minutes of making your eyes bleed.
That's awesome.
And in the
Thanks
end,
for sharing.
No dislikes though, there you go.
Yeah, not many
You
likes
don't
either.
dislike it yourself.